The Audacity of Becoming by Harper Cole Roberts. I put down my phone, exhausted, and in the chasm of quiet, the voice in my head whispers, "This is too hard. You're tired. You've lost touch, wasted your time, energy, money." Louder, "You're too old, too stupid. You'll never make it." Loudest, "There is no place for you here. They don't want what you've created. They don't want you," as it turns into a scream of rejection. I spent the last 3 years building something, late nights pouring everything I had into it. I was trying to build a place for anyone who'd ever felt left out, too odd, too much, and scared to try to fit in. I was building a place for those of us who wander, lonely, to gather. A place that my community, my family, could come home to, be together, safely. Nix was part of that home, the thing that would be there at 3 a.m, to bridge a gap left by months-long waiting lists and private appointments with eye-watering price tags. But it was AI, and that's the part I'd started to question. So I went to the people I was building it for and asked them, expecting us to come together in our sense of unease. However, instead of becoming a united front, it felt like I had become the monster. It was painful. I felt judged, and I was crushed. Rejection sensitivity hit like a million daggers. With each slice, I reminded myself that this meant nothing to anyone else. 3 years of work cast aside, the unjustness of it, I wanted to explode. Rejection, red, seething out of my pores, turning into black tar and dripping down the walls around me. Ugly, dark and cloying, it threatened to suffocate me in my isolation. Because who was ever going to understand how I felt about this? How am I supposed to feel about this? I had known something wasn't right, but I didn't know what it was. Months of uncertainty, of asking the universe for a sign. Well, here we are. Too bad I didn't like the way it showed me. The whole point of the business I was building was showing folks how to take up space, be gloriously different, be multicoloured you in a sea of monochrome. And yes, I did ask for feedback, but swimming with the rainbow crowd, not drowning under swathes of black. This was the kicker. To be devoured by my own tribe was, well, unexpected. Okay, that's not true, but it felt true. Reading those comments felt like a personal attack. Being accused of causing harm to the very community I love, was trying to serve, had sacrificed everything for. Being asked whether I'd considered disabled people's financial struggles, knowing I am that person, felt like an invalidation of me and the sacrifices I'd made over the last 3 years. Worse, it othered me, set me apart from my community. I needed them to see my heart, the honesty and integrity at its core, the support I tried to bring, the years I gave up doing it. It knocked the wind out of me, startling my nervous system into action. I hurt, I raged, heart pounding until something whispered to me, "Haven't we been here before? What if these weren't attacks?" This wasn't me asking for feedback on something I believed in. I already knew something was wrong. I just needed my community to confirm it. The doubt was already there, gnawing at my insides. I was simply asking them to tell me what I already knew. And they did, and it still felt like being attacked. That's what RSD does. It doesn't matter that I agreed with them. It doesn't matter that I was already on their side. The confirmation still hit like rejection because my nervous system can't tell the difference between "I was right to question this" and "I'm bad." And although this is modus operandi for RSD, what happened next is where it gets messy. The naked fact is that some of those comments did sting in a way that was proportionate. They named the opposite of everything I've been striving toward. Irresponsible when responsibility has been at the centre of every decision. dangerous when safety has been the whole point since the beginning. And the financial comment hit me so hard as someone who is genuinely struggling, who has been thinking of the community's financial barriers while drowning in my own. Yes, RSD amplified it, turning up the volume to agonising, but it didn't cry wolf. Not this time. And that's what's hardest, holding the truth of two things. The pain of RSD and the pain that has earned its right to be there. Sometimes you can't soothe RSD with the salve of awareness, because the awareness confirms the righteousness of the wound rather than healing it. So the thing I don't like about who I am right now isn't that I built Nix. It's that I couldn't receive the answer I went looking for without it feeling like a total annihilation. I built something, its entire purpose to create belonging for people who don't belong, a space where all were welcome. I was building the thing I needed. And then the one community that was supposed to be my people, the ones who would get it, who would see me, they were the ones who hurt me. The specific cruelty of being rejected by the people I called home. What I have to say next fills me with the terror of stepping out of the dark that's kept me hidden, kept me safe. I tell myself the sunshine is waiting as I take this bold step. If they don't want me, maybe no one will. Ever. And that's what this is actually about. I was building a place to call home for me, for all those that feel lost, and they didn't like it. My nervous system read that as they didn't like me, they didn't want me, no one wants me, I am alone, I will always be alone. This stuff is literally my worst nightmare. Knowledge doesn't change the pain, awareness doesn't dilute feelings. I was aware, as I felt the sting of each comment slicing into my flesh, that this pain wasn't being caused by what I was reading. With gritted teeth, I composed my calm, measured and rather polite response, because that's all I could do, until I was able to retreat to a dark corner and lick my wounds, process the pain and figure out what the hell I was going to do next. What do I know? Oh, there'll be no more Nix. The need to strip back the business. That my true love is and always has been writing about feelings, raw, unfiltered humanity. I have no way of knowing how or even if I'm going to rebuild the business, and I sure as hell don't know how to take this and frame it as a learning, not failing experience, the truth of it running through my veins and not the hollow words echoing in my ears. Underneath, I cringe from the shame of feeling so deeply, of being someone whose nervous system responds in this way, the shame of needing to belong so badly that I fell apart over comments on a post, when I'm supposed to be the one who helps other people hold themselves together, wrestling with the weight of that shame as its poison trickles under my skin, the unwanted emotion distorting and warping reality, the tension it creates between where I am and where I long to be is palpable. I'm feeling betrayed by my nervous system reacting in a way that feels out of sync with reality, that I have to suffer because of it, spend time picking through the threads of truth and fiction to work out what's really worth hurting over. Aware that my nervous system is trying to protect me, is doing its best, isn't enough in the moment to stop the resentment. It will be when the edges are softened by time and training. But not now when it's all sharp in 4K HD, corners like razor blades laced with acid. Soon, but not yet. Right now, I'm honest with myself. I feel it. Buried beneath the surface, beneath the sanitized version I tell myself to get to sleep at 3 a.m, beneath the unwanted shame, beneath the therapized awareness of it all, I'm still feeling rejected. I'm still feeling alone. Still feeling like a child begging to be let in.